YouTube. And also going live on our Facebook page so you can watch this and listen to this this morning. I want to say a good morning to all of these individuals that are here with us. Let's start with the Drama Club director, Phil. Phil, how you doing this morning? And thanks for coming in and hanging out with us today.
Well, thanks for having us, Chris. I'm
Absolutely.
doing fine, thank you.
Yeah, and we're going to be talking about how well you're doing with filling in those roles and those shoes, and that's an all right thing. Right next to you is Chris. Chris, step up to that microphone. Say good morning to everybody out there. How you doing this morning?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing okay. Thanks for hanging out here. We're going to talk about your role here in just a matter of moments, but also Zoey and Grace are here too. How are you two doing this morning? Doing okay?
Yeah, doing pretty good today.
All right.
Yeah,
doing
doing
all right.
great.
All right. Well, let's chat over the next few minutes. Clue is coming to Hart High School, and I've never seen this performance. Obviously, everybody knows the board game and such. So, Chris, I'm going to put you on the spot for a second. All right, we'll have you on the spot for a moment. Have you ever played Clue, or other than the performance, have you had to do any sort of studying about the game of Clue?
Personally, no. The first time that I actually watched this movie was when I got into the cast for Clue. Carson made me watch it.
Okay.
But I've never played the game Clue or anything, so it's definitely a new thing for me.
All right, very cool. Now, for everybody in the studio, we can't give away who did it, right? I mean, that's the secret of it all. But Phil, talk about the planning process, and come on this side of the microphone. The planning process. How many students are involved in this production? What's it going to be like coming up this weekend at Hart High School? Take us through it.
Well, the planning process, I'm going to give it to the kids. I mean, these guys are pros. I mean, they've got years of experience. They help me out because I'm filling in. Because Suzanne Vanderzand, she's the middle school director. So she's helped me fill in, but she was so busy with Alice in Wonderland, I was kind of on my own. So I just asked the kids, hey, you've done this for years since you were little. Help me help you.
That's cool.
So that was kind of the planning process. And the kid he just talked about, Carson Jensen, he's one of the two student leaders. Zoe's the other one. He's a junior, she's a senior. They took off running.
That's
hit
cool.
the ground running. So basically, I was just there babysitting. Pardon the,
Don't take that right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
But just basically being the adult there, if you'd say that.
Yep.
And like I said, because normally I come in 3 weeks before the production, and I run the light cues and the sound cues and blah, blah, blah. I was here the whole time. The problem is we need somebody to build the set.
Yeah. Did you have to do that, or did you recruit
my
some
spring
parents? Oh, okay.
No, we did have one set of parents that helped out.
Okay.
Thank God for them. The Wagners, they stepped up, and that was great. They're actually cabinet makers. I would pimp their business, but I can't remember the name. But anyhow, yeah, so they were phenomenal. They helped out.
Yeah.
And Suzanne, she's in the game now that Alice has done. She's doing all the decorating and getting the costumes and blah blah blah, because that's not my jam.
Okay. All right. There you go.
So basically, yeah, there's a lot of planning to it.
All right. And so Chris, I'm gonna ask each one of you. How well has and obviously you guys call him, what's your last name? Phil is Phil.
It's French Debrot.
Debrot. Okay.
Yep.
So Debrot, Mr. Debrot, how has he been doing? So step up to that microphone. Tell us a little bit about. Oh yeah, he's getting this cheering on. How has he done as the director?
So he's been doing really well.
Okay.
For the situation he got put in, he's been doing his best. He's been putting a lot of extra hours and work on those lights and the set. And we really appreciate that.
That's pretty cool. That's well said. Zoey and Grace, same sort of idea. Mr. Was it one more time? Debrot. I will remember that. Mr. Debrot, he is. I know him by Phil. Okay, so I apologize about that.
Phil's cool.
All right. He said, hey, they have to step up and be a part of this and help out. How have the students done that? Can you share that a little bit with us, Zoey? Go ahead.
Yeah, so a lot of it was me and Carson Jensen kind of working together to kind of keep everybody on track. So I created the schedule for the past 2 months.
Okay.
Both me and him took like different working notes to build on what we all need to work on and that sort of stuff. So it was kind of like an assistant student director sort of role that we both stepped up into, and we couldn't have done that without Phil's extra support as well.
That's cool. I think that's pretty awesome. Grace, what's the most challenging part of this whole experience? Zoe said the students have been working for a couple months on this. What's been the toughest? What's been the easiest? Do you mind taking that?
Sure. So I think this year, I think at the beginning of the year, after our director quit, I think it was the stress of not having a play for my senior year.
Okay.
That was very stressful. And then Phil came up and said, I want you to have a play. And that was great.
That's cool.
And then after a while, I think it was after our director, Lucia left, we had 2 student directors, and I feel like, to be honest, I feel like we kind of butt heads at times, but overall, I think it went great. And then, that was probably the most difficult.
Okay, yeah. What about the best moment? What's that been like over the last couple months?
So the whole entire cast, we're all super close.
Okay.
And so it's just great chemistry. And they're all kind of like a family, and we love each other. So that's been a lot of fun, like just doing it together.
Yeah.
And
that camaraderie, the friendships, that has to be pretty awesome. Zoe, take us through most people know Clue, but in your own words, what is this performance going to be like? Kind of break it down a little bit for us. Do you mind doing that?
Yeah. I think this will be one of the best shows that we have put on at Hart.
Okay.
It's a thriller, a murder mystery, comedy. It's super funny. I can't wait to see everybody's reaction to it at the show.
Okay.
It's just a super exciting, energy-filled show that I think everybody should come see.
Absolutely. And speaking of that, it is this weekend.
Yep.
Break it down, the dates and the times. Can you do that for us this morning?
Yes. So it's this coming weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The 26th and 27th, it starts at 7 p.m. And on Sunday, the 28th, it starts at 2 p.m.
Matinee, yep.
All performances will be at the Hart Middle School Auditorium.
Okay, very cool. And cost-wise, Chris, do you know a little bit about that? Or Phil, you want to step in and take us through all that? And is there going to be special parking? Any other logistics we want to make sure that we share with the audience?
Special parking, get there so you can have parking. No, there'll be plenty of parking.
Yeah.
There's no other events that I know of going on.
Okay, all right.
There is a soccer game or something going on, but it's earlier. Okay. So you'll be fine. $10 for adults, $5 for students.
Okay, and raising funds for this will go back into the drama club, right? Okay,
Yep.
And that helps with props. That helps with obviously sometimes you have to. Well, a lot of times you have to get licensing for these shows
big
too.
chunk. I found that out. Yeah.
Yeah.
This alone was over $2,000 just the licensing.
Isn't that insane?
Yeah.
What do you expect out of the students when it gets to performance time? What are you looking for out of them?
Well, first off, I want them to have fun.
Okay.
They've worked. This all went down. We first started creating, working on Clue during spring. They came up with the idea to do Clue during Christmas break.
Okay.
So think how long this has been going.
Yeah.
So we're getting to the point where we're just fatigued. We just want to do the show, get it over with, but we also want to get the excitement back and have fun. So all this work is for nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm ready to be done because I haven't had any time off. But every weekend you're there doing something.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
well, and Chris, same kind of conversation is that, and Phil had mentioned something very important, which is the hard work that is put in the weeks and months prior to the performance versus just the nights of the show. That's kind of the icing on the cake sort of idea, but the hard work goes into the, trying to learn the lines, where to stand, all of that stuff. What's been the best? What's been the most challenging for you? Let's ask that same question of you for a moment, if you don't mind.
So for me, the best part, again, as Grace said, the best part's been able to hang out with friends and just have a fun time doing what we like. The most challenging part, I gotta say, is definitely, as Grace said, not being able to have a show our senior year.
Yeah.
And then having to put all this together in just a couple of months and to put in the hard work and remembering the lines, getting everyone there on time to start the show so we can all get it so we can all get our lines set and be able to practice with a good run.
And you're two seniors, Grace, Zoey, you're a senior as well. What would that? And it sounds like you all have been in drama for more than just this year. So that's a big lead up to disappointment if you were not able to have this show, right? I mean, what could it have been? Zoey, I'll bring it over to you for a moment. Could you? I mean, drama is not drama without drama club's not a drama club without some sort of performance or a few of them, right?
Right. So originally, before our old director quit, normally it goes a play in the fall and then a musical in the spring.
Okay.
And a lot of us seniors that have been in drama for years already had like some sort of feeling of disappointment when she quit and we couldn't do the musical.
Okay.
So when Clue came up, it was sort of like a saving grace. It wasn't a musical, but it was still something that we could do as our senior show that we could still have with our friends.
I think that's pretty powerful, and it says a lot. For the listeners and the viewers that are watching, we're chatting with the Hart High School Drama Club this morning, and I think if anything comes out of this segment, it's two things. It's one, because obviously we were all students in high school at one point. And we kind of bond together, or at least want to push our agenda to have something for our senior year, right, or junior year, or that. And so when something is put in our way, a hurdle like not having a drama club director, right, I would assume there was some friendships and some conversations that were, hey, we got to do this, we got to step up, we got to talk to some teachers, administrators, and such. Did that happen?
Yeah, something like that happened. I wasn't really at school at this point. I attend a different kind of early college high school, so I don't really know much about how that process went down.
Phil, was that kind of like what it's like, or did you step in and say, hey, we got to help these kids out? What was that conversation like?
Yeah, not boast, but yeah, that's how it went down.
Okay, all right.
I'm like, no, because my daughter, she's a junior, she's in it.
Okay, yeah.
So
So you're having those conversations with your daughter, saying, "Hey, this is going to be disappointing for you and for the others if they're not able to do a show."
Yeah, and it's a big thing for the seniors too, especially to end with a musical. The musical is the big hoo-ha, you know what I mean? It's the big one. We do straight, like Zoey said, you do a straight play.
Okay.
And then you just pump all the money, time, and energy into the musical. End of year, seniors go on their way.
Yeah.
So we had to replace the music because there wasn't enough time to get the score, get everything. Yeah. I think the pianist we had before, she's already occupied, so I wasn't going to go looking for anybody else. It's just like, okay, guys, pick a cool play that can kind of fill in for a musical.
Yeah.
No. And Carson, the guy we talked about, Carson Jensen, he is infatuated with Clue.
Okay.
I have no idea how. He's about 17. He just loves the movie. He loves the game. He's seen it, 70 times, literally? He's a nut. He loves the game.
One.
He's a great kid.
Yep.
But they're like, how about Clue? I'm like, yeah. And speaking of musical, it's not a musical, but man, there's 98 sound effects and scene change. There's a lot of music. There's no singing, but it's almost could be a musical. Somewhat.
That's pretty cool. This is really going to be a great performance. So let me go around. We haven't talked about what roles you play in regards to Clue. So let's break that down. Grace, we'll start with you on this. What's your role in Friday, Saturday, and Sunday's performances?
So I am Mrs. Peacock.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And I also did a little bit of the choreography.
Oh, very cool. All right. Great. Zoey, what do you got?
Yeah, so I play Mrs. White in the show today.
Very cool. And Chris, what's going on in your world this weekend? What are you going to be doing?
So I play Mr. Green.
Okay.
He's one of those happy-go-lucky characters, but at the same time, he has a different side to him where he's little scared and schizophrenic, I'll just say that.
He's a wimp. It's awesome.
All right.
Yeah.
This is going to be great. It is, again, it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Yep. Friday and Saturday at 7 o'clock. On Sunday at 2 p.m. Is that right? Tickets, $10. And now, do they buy them in advance or right there at the door? What's the plan there?
You can do both. If you want to, if you go to, there's tons of stuff on Facebook where you can scan the QR code or click a link to show tickets. The show tickets link is long, so the best way of doing it is go to hartschools.net.
Okay.
HartSchools.net, and click on Clue Tickets.
All right.
It's right at the top.
All right, we'll put a link under our Facebook
But
pages
if
as well.
you don't mind, I got something really cool.
You got it.
There's a camera right there. All right. Yeah. What we're also doing, I don't know if it's taken off. I know a few people have participated. We're doing an interactive Clue game card game.
Okay.
So you either go to the, look at me, I'm doing a commercial here.
Yeah, no, it's okay. That's all right.
So you go to the Hart High School, you can go to the Hart Area Public Library or the Hart Easy Mart, okay? And get these game cards. And what the deal is, you go to every one of these merchants on here, like Hanson Foods, Birch and Blossom, Easy Mart, and they stamp.
Okay.
They stamp the characters, all right? You can recognize a couple of them right here.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then you get all 7 characters. You bring this to one of the shows because there's going to be a gift prize every night, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And there's gift cards and there's some Hart blingware, some pirate wear in there. It's about 150 plus worth of merchandise.
Okay.
So that's all you got to do. Buy a ticket, bring your card, put your name on it. Go to all 7 merchants, and you can win.
That's great. Well, and it shows that the community is behind this, and the support there, and it's kind of cool for that interaction. We'll wrap up here in a moment, but for your seniors, you're happy how it all came together for this year. Is it pretty consensus there?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. And again, we can't give anything away, but is there? I'll ask the question, and you but again, you can't give too much. What's a fun moment that people will look forward to this weekend? What do you got? You can start, Grace. What do you got?
Honestly, I think there's a part at the end where I won't say anything, but it's absolutely hilarious by Carson Jensen.
Okay.
Yep. That's what I'm talking about. And then overall, I think the whole play is just amazing. But I know the Scooby-Doo type scene, that one's a lot of fun.
Okay.
And it's just us running around, even through the aisles. So
Oh, really?
Yeah, like look around. We're all around you. So
This is cool. Very interactive. Zoe, what do you got?
There's a part where I do a tango dance with, again, Carson Jensen. And that's one of my
He plays
personal-
Wadsworth, by the way,
Okay.
Carson.
Okay. This is good. This is good.
It's one of my favorite parts because it shows the kind of sharp relationship that Miss White and Wadsworth has in the show.
Okay, very cool. Chris, what do you got? What's one of your favorite moments that we'll see?
So there's quite a few. There's one scene where Mrs. Scarlet, Phil's daughter, can get pretty vicious.
Okay.
And then there's a few scenes where, as you say, you'll see me getting pretty scared and hitting
Okay.
those high notes.
There you go.
Can I give one quick prop out, too?
Yeah,
Because we
absolutely.
need to mention Kaya Lucia. I hope I pronounced that name correctly. We had Carson actually was part of the West Shore Drama Club.
Okay.
And he talked to the director, and she recommends someone that can come over and help us with the blocking. They're basically the people who say, all right, you start here, you start here. And Kaya Lucia has been an absolute blessing. If you're listening, Kaya, we love you. Thank you so much. And I had to say that.
That's pretty cool. Absolutely. You want to give credit to those because it does take takes everybody to come together and help there. Well, I can't thank you enough. Zoe and Grace, Chris, Phil, thanks for hanging out with us this morning. For everybody out there, and you don't have to just be in the Hart area. If you're looking for some great performances this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 7 o'clock, Friday, Saturday at Hart High School, and then Sunday at 2 p.m. Again, parking area, performance hall, that's where they're headed, right?
Yeah, right in front of it's actually the auditorium's in the middle school, so just park in the middle school. There's parking behind, there's parking in the front, and if it just starts going overlap into the high school, that's fine.
Okay,
You can park at the church in the golf course across the street.
Okay.
Come on in.
Let's make it happen.
Yeah.
I love it. All right. Well, thanks for all three of you. We'll put a link to the tickets under our Facebook pages, not only on Mom FM's Facebook page, but Hot Country Hits and our YouTube channel, so you can click on that and purchase your tickets early. And don't forget that Clue, kind of the scavenger hunt a little bit to interact with the businesses there. So looking forward to that.